Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Trek Pittsburgh, a Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition game using the rules by Modifius Entertainment. My name is ELH the Game Master, and joining me are four lovely individuals who will meet right away. Starting with Mr. Ravenslore. Ravenslore, anything you want to shout out and who you playing?
Oh, I'm first. Okay. I am playing Commodore Maranthar, our Gorn admiral, who is in charge of our little mini fleet exploring this new expanse. Anything to shout out? No, nothing new to shout out this week, but stay tuned. I'll have some announcements coming up.
Alright. Up next is Pat. Pat, what do you have going on?
Hello, this is Pat. I am playing Lieutenant Commander Allen, the Chief Engineer. I don't have anything new this week, but I am excited that my son is about to start his senior year in high school next week. So that's cool.
Very cool indeed. I hope he does well. Up next, we have Tigdam. What do you got going on?
It's Taddy Mayo, and I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Barry Vadu. Not too much going on. I have started a new stream of Stalker, but aside from that, yeah, good times.
All right. And last but not least, Arwen.
Hey everyone, I'm Arwen. I am playing Lieutenant Kalohe Kai, a Zahian helm officer and adjutant to our Commodore. I have lots of stuff going on, but I can't talk about any of it yet.
That's always a fun position to be in. All right, well, let's run that intro and then we'll get started proper. And welcome back. So as is tradition, I have the players do the opening log, and I believe the Commodore has the log today, so please take it away.
Captain's Log, Commander Maranthar, U.S.S. Pittsburgh. This mission, this entire expedition, would not have been possible without the unfortunate and tragic events that destroyed Romulus. The loss of their home world fractured the Star Empire, scattering its power and influence across the stars. In the years since, diplomats and statesmen on both sides have worked tirelessly, navigating suspicion and old wounds to craft an accord that would allow Starfleet vessels into the expanse. The agreement is delicate. 3 ships permitted entry, under the condition that the fleet not be commanded by a Starfleet officer. It is by that unusual circumstance that I, an officer of the Gorn hegemony, on exchange to Starfleet, now command this fleet. My first officer, a Riemann, at my side. Though I may not have begun my career in Starfleet, make no mistake, this fleet, its protocols, and its uniforms are entirely Starfleet, and every crew member here will operate under its mandate. The ships themselves are admirable. Starfleet's designs emphasize versatility, scientific capability, and comfort in ways that Gorn vessels do not. They are not as fast as our swiftest cruisers, nor as heavily armored as our warships. But their sensor arrays, modular systems, and long-range exploration capabilities are remarkable. These ships are not built merely to survive in the void, but to learn from it. Our first mission in the Expanse proceeded with commendable efficiency. We were tasked with extracting a doctor from a pre-warp world and correcting a, let's say, misstep left behind by a prior Starfleet visit. The crew performed admirably, balancing Prime-directed protocols with the practical demands of the situation. The doctor is now safe on board, and the world below spins once again towards its own future, untouched, at least for now, by our technology and presence. If our time in the Expanse goes this smoothly, we will have much to report to those who doubted the wisdom of this venture. But I have learned to expect the unexpected. End log.
All right, and you may have momentum for that opening log, which, in addition to chats, you now are at 2 momentum, so well done there. So, we open up with the 4 of you, not on the bridge, not in a conference room, not in the mess hall, but the 4 of you are in a holodeck today. And I'm going to pick on Arwen. Arwen, what program are you taking the senior staff through before the mission hits?
Ooh, yes. One of my character's favorite programs. It is an Orion settlement with it's part of an ancient empire that's been built on top of each other. So you have buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings, and it is a parkour course.
A parkour course. Okay, all right. Was not expecting parkour. All right.
That's my character's pastime. So,
all right,
yeah.
Fair enough. So, to sort of set the scene here, we see Lieutenant Kai nimbly navigating the course and putting everybody to shame. And as you finish your first circuit, you drop back in front of everybody else, Kai, and that's where the scene will open proper.
So that was just a trial run. So you get a sense of how it works. I'll turn up the difficulty a little bit. Computer, add Romulan agitators, criminals, and other citizens that need to be navigated during the course.
Computer beeps, and I'd say about 5 or 6 stand-in Romulans appear.
Okay. Lieutenant Commander Allen, you're up. Let's see what you got.
All right, so I am going to well, are there in this simulation, are there regular Orions running around about, or are the only other entities here the Romulans and so forth?
Well, Arwen, what do you think?
I think it's a whole slew of an entire cross section of Orion society, and since it's an outpost base, there's all kinds of other surprises here too.
Okay, so I am going to kind of go through the crowd a little bit to put some distance between myself, and the Romulans, while at the same time trying to advance through the course.
Okay. Alan, if you can give me a fitness and con at a difficulty of 2. And
Okay.
I would say that you have a focus in improvisation. And if you need help on the new sheet, just shout, because I know we did switch to new sheets here.
So you're saying use one of my focuses on the roll?
Yep.
I think I got it. Let's see what happens.
3 successes. You actually get a momentum back from that. So, Alan, if you'll allow me to paint the picture, you are not exactly the most graceful as compared to Lieutenant Kai, but you still are doing very well, all things considered. You know, you're jumping from railing to railing, you're bobbing and weaving through the crowd. Every once in a while, you use an Orion hologram to like get a little extra boost as you jump up on a wall, and you land back in front of everybody. And we see the little timer board that's above the arch of the holodeck, and you are 0.04. So let me translate the seconds. You are 12 seconds behind Lieutenant Kai's course record.
Oh, all right.
All right, all right. Shiny boy's got game. Respect. How you feeling, Alan?
I feel great.
Good job. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. All right, good doctor. See if you can beat that score.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Okay. We shall do this. We will do this. Right. Uh, the doctor is more of the type to give very good advice and not necessarily follow it. He's a touch portly. The uniform is stretching, so this is going to be a bit difficult for him. But he just tries to take the most direct route and not fall flat on his face. It's been a while since he's had to run.
Okay.
Can I give you some threat to make it more difficult for him?
Well, I'm also looking at his stats here. No, I was going to joke about giving you crisis management, but it literally doesn't matter because your con score is a 1. So.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it is difficulty of 2, but as Alan demonstrated, if you get more than 2, you exceed expectations.
Well, I think he's just gonna straight roll this. So
Okay, 1 success. So you try to take the direct route and you misjudge the gap between a railing and a ledge of a building, and you just go face first into that wall and slide down comically like, you know, a cartoon character, because that's the holodeck safety protocols. But the good news is you didn't break your nose, so you got that going for you.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Don't worry. Oh, I'll be back. Oh, my back. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Safety protocols. Thank you. Good. Right. I'll try again. Don't worry. No, and I'll skip this bit. Don't worry. And he hobbles towards where the end should be. I'll complete it. Honest.
Looking strong, Bedu.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Captain's turn. Captain's turn.
Okay, now,
Oh, you want me to go as well?
yes, Commodore. Now, I just want to remind you, the goal is to hop over obstacles, not run through them.
I thought the goal was to get to the end as fast as possible.
All right. Go ahead. Go nuts. Let's see what you got. Trying to get some agility in there, but impress me.
I'm not really built for this type of course, but I will do my best.
Well, Starfleet likes to throw, all the challenges we experience out here. You expect the unexpected. So, I think you're going to provide a great example for us.
I will try.
So, Ravens, I would say you have a focus and strategy here. And it is still a difficulty 2 fitness con.
Right. So yeah, he's a strategist, so he's going to look at this situation and realize, as a Gorn, agility is not the solution. That he just needs to make a hole through the people that are in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So the first Romulan he gets to, he's going to toss off the cliff. And maybe dismember the next one. But he's going to try to go through the course.
Okay, all right, let's see that roll.
Just Foundry's arguing with me here for a second. It's con.
Okay. One success, unfortunately. So, Commodore, you get, maybe about a quarter away through the course, but, after you throw the third Romulan off to the side, the other Romulans kind of band together and start harassing you en masse. And it really slows you down. Like, even though you're the big old Gorn that just barrels through Kool-Aid Man style, enough Romulans and now Orions are kind of just making your life hell. You do finish the course, but you are a full minute behind Lieutenant Kai's course record.
Or 5 or something, right? Like,
Yeah, like you're not anywhere close to Kai's record.
right. Perfect.
Well, big guy, that we got a that was an approach. That was a way to complete the course.
Everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. It's important to realize that problems can be solved in various ways.
Okay, sir. I'm not going to discount. I'm not going to debate you on that, even though the entire point of the course was to increase our agility. But that's okay. Well done, everyone.
And
Yes, well done. These team building exercises are important. I'm glad you set this up for us.
Is it food time yet?
well, as soon as you say that, what happens is there's a shudder throughout the ship, definitely felt on the holodeck. The holodeck automatically shuts off as the ship goes to red alert. And of course, Commodore, you get a chirp from the bridge that says, Captain, we have a bit of an issue up here. Senior staff, if you could also report to the bridge.
We're on our way.
All right.
Lieutenant Allen wistfully turns to the. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Commander Allen wistfully turns to the holodeck door, regretfully walking towards it. He had in mind getting to know the Orion female that he was about to walk towards, but he'll go to the bridge.
Ah, yes, the Orion in the red dress. Mm-hmm. Yep, I know the type. All right. So we do a sort of smash cut Star Trek style to the bridge, and we'll do picture in picture with engineering if Alan wants to be in engineering. But on the view screen is just empty space. It doesn't look anything. You're not seeing any hostile ships. And as you all take your stations and start looking at things, your yeoman reports, Sir, I don't exactly know what happened. One moment we were cruising along at warp 6.5, and the next, I can't get a static warp bubble to form for the life of me.
All right. I'll stop. Let's get a scan.
And
I'll
the
take my
doctor
station.
moves. Oh, go on then.
I'll take my station. What did you do to my ship? He'll whisper that to the helms person. It
I
was.
don't know. We were doing
was-
fine,
it
and then
was
we just
fine.
sort of went dead in the water. I don't know what's going on.
All right, go. It's all right. Go. I'm sure there's something in the shuttle bay that needs attending. Go take care of that. I've got this.
He runs off. But yes,
All right.
Mr. Kai, if you could give me a reason and con, the Pittsburgh will assist you with a sensors con. This is a difficulty of 3.
All right. I'm going to spend one of our momentum.
Okay.
And said reason con and helm ops as a.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Okay, there's already a complication. I need to see. All right. So you have a choice here, Kai. You can either succeed with 2 complications, or you can simply choose to fail the roll with a complication.
Um. Let's fail the roll with one complication.
Okay. So you can confirm that no matter what you do, you cannot get a warp bubble to form, which means you can't enter subspace and you can't go to warp. But you can't really determine why. As far as your sensors are, working, there's nothing wrong with this area of space. There's not like weird tachyons or some other exotic particle that's preventing the formation of a static warp shell. But at the same time, you can't make your bubble. And if you can't make your bubble, you can't go. But the complication is going to be that you are far enough into this area of space that if this effect goes throughout this sector, you're looking at least 2 years at impulse to get to the nearest edge.
Oh, that's not good, he'll say out loud.
Report.
We're in some sort of something. Something is stopping us from being able to form a warp bubble. I don't know what. I don't know what's going on. The sensors seem to be working fine. Just not getting it. The problem is if these readings are correct, if we don't figure this out soon, we're going to be stuck. We're not going to be able to warp out of here. The range is going to be at least two light years.
All right. Calm signal the rest of the fleet. Make sure they don't come in here.
Yeoman,
Mr. Allen, can you determine what's happening to the engines? Is it internal or external?
I would like to run a level 2 diagnostic for a quick look-see.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a reason engineering. And the Pittsburgh will assist you with a computers engineering. This is still a difficulty of 3.
Reason, engineering, difficulty of 3.
And since you have I Know My Ship, you actually start at 3d20 on this one.
Right, so I'm using that's a value.
Talent.
I'm sorry.
You're
the
good.
Talent. Okay. So it's 3 dice.
And
with
you
talent.
you have a focus of warp field dynamics, so you definitely have a focus that applies here.
Okay. You're right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Well, that's
Ooh.
good, except for the 20. Computers engineering from the Pittsburgh. You might be able to buy it off.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Am I rolling for the Pittsburgh or is someone else?
I got it.
All right. So you do get a momentum back for your troubles. You're up to 3 momentum, but there is a complication. So, Alan, what you're seeing is that for whatever reason, this area of space and the underlying subspace is artificially calm. And what I mean by that is, and I think I have enough, military people in this call to make this reference. Imagine being out at sea, or imagine looking across a lake, and the water is completely still. There are no ripples, there are no waves. There is just a glassy expanse of space ahead of you. And whatever that may be, whatever is causing this calming effect, is making it so that your warp bubble is unable to pierce through and get you into subspace.
It sounds to me like we may have fallen into a trap, judging by these readings. The Romulans certainly didn't say there were any issues here.
I'm thinking the same thing. Captain, we are vulnerable right now. This area is rife with different Romulan factions, and not to mention, any little petty warlord who decides to get their hands on an old Romulan ship. I recommend we begin scanning for other vessels in the area.
Make it so.
I'm on it.
So using the flat sea kind of as an analogy or something like that, would it be possible or frictionless? Because what's coming to my mind is the absence of friction.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be possible to, using the deflector dish, beam some particles into the, not beam, but emit some sort of particles into the local area that would allow a warp bubble to form?
So you want to do something fancy with the deflector array. Oh, yes, the classic engineer's toolkit. Start with the deflector and move from there. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Let me think here. I think that's definitely a daring engineering. I think you still have a focus in warp field dynamics. You don't get I know my ship on this one, but let me see what other talents you have here. No, I don't think you have any talents that help you out here. But what I will tell you is that the Pittsburgh will assist you with an engines and engineering. The difficulty on this will be a 4.
Ooh, that's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely going to need to buy at least 1 or more dice using momentum or threat here.
Yeah, it's going to cost 2 momentum to buy 1 die, right?
So 3d20 is 1 meta currency. 4d20 is 3 meta currency total. So it's 1 for the first one, then 2 more for the second one, and then 3 more for the third one.
We'll buy 1. How many successes do I? Well,
you need
the Pittsburgh's going to help. The Pittsburgh's going to help. So I have faith in my ship.
Okay.
So I will buy 1. So that gives me 3 with a focus.
Yep.
Is that a focus or a dedicated focus?
Regular focus. I don't think anybody in the game has a dedicated focus.
Okay. All right. Let's go. No more 20s.
Okay, well that's already 3 successes. That's good stuff there. All right. So Alan, I can offer you a success with a complication.
I'll take it.
All right. So you run a few simulations and then you try it for real. And unfortunately, the deflector beam that you create, it's very colorful and it looks nice on the view screen, but it's just not acting like the rock in the pond to, create that friction, as you put it. However, and this is what you get from succeeding. However, you are aware of, shall we say, some more primitive ways of getting to warp. And since you're the engineer, I'm going to plant the seed that... Do you remember that one episode of DS9 where Cisco and Jake decide to go on a Bajoran solar sailor? Do you remember that episode?
I wasn't a big DS9 guy, but I am familiar with the concept of a solar sail.
Okay. So, long story short...
A solar sail was mentioned in Star Trek 4.
Yeah, where they had to use a solar sail because the well probe knocked out a lot of things.
Yeah. Right.
But that's what comes to mind, is that you may not be able to create a normal warp bubble, but if you were to create a giant solar sail, or multiple sails, you could get moving again.
All right, so I'm headed to the bridge to discuss this with the Commodore.
Okay. Meanwhile, I believe our good doctor was scanning for other vessels in the area. So, Mr. Barry Vedu, if you could give me a reason and security, your total power stat, and the Pittsburgh will assist you with a sensor security. This is a difficulty of 3.
Can I use a... I think I'll use a value determination. Discoveries... to discover the mysteries of the universe is our duty.
Okay.
Because this is a mystery.
So that'll get you 2 free successes to start.
Okay.
Okay, there's your 2. And there's your 3. All right. Make sure you make a note that you use that that value. All right, you have veteran. Roll your veteran real quick. If you need a reminder, it's /roll space 1d20 in Foundry chat. Okay, you actually get it back, and since you have orb experience, you gain 2 determinations. You actually net positive +1 determination. Well done.
Thank you.
Right.
So, I have good news and I have bad news. Which would you like first?
Give us the good news.
Well, the good news is that this area of space is only about 5 light years across, so you're a little bit more than halfway through before your warp bubble collapsed. So this isn't like a major area of space. Like, you could conceivably put warning buoys at the edge of this space and ships could go around it without issue. The bad news is that you are detecting 2 major installations that are surrounded by or surrounding a Class M planet, as well as a small little red dwarf star. And you are reading the sign of all kinds of vessels: Starfleet, Klingon, Romulan. So all just, there's even a Gorn ship or 2 that's at this installation that's around the planet itself. And on the planet is a variety of life forms, again, spanning Federation, Klingon, Romulan, Gorn, etc., etc., etc. And they don't seem to be, like scanning you back. But the second installation that is also around the planet is of a design that makes no sense whatsoever. Like, the first installation is like an amalgamation of like different designs that you're familiar with. The second installation, purely alien. And now that you've scanned and you've determined that you're having this warp bubble effect, you can confirm that this second alien installation is the cause of your warp bubble failure.
Okay, so Freddy will pipe that up on the view screen and go, Admiral, maybe perhaps this is a trap, or perhaps it isn't. I'm detecting vessels of nearly so many different species. We gathered it, and there's 2 particular installations. One of an amalgamation of technology, the other one appears to be alien in origin, around a red dwarf, not too far from here. This general area of space is only about 5 light years across, so we could certainly let out a warning, or get a member of the fleet to let out a warning buoy for this, but I don't see how the Romulans didn't know this was here. They have to have known this was here. There are too
Wouldn't
many
surprise
ships.
me if they did.
Yes, more trickery, I suppose. But yes, this alien installation here, and he brings it up. This is the cause of the field. Now, I don't know what we should do from here, whether we should investigate that or potentially go to the planet and see who's here. It seems like there's Federation species, Romulan species, others on this world. They could have all...
Can you tell if those ships are operational?
From the looks of things, they may be salvaged. I think they may have found themselves in the same situation as us and have just stuck themselves together. If you understood that right, Illich.
Oh no, I agreed with you. I don't know if I said anything, but yeah, I agree with you. That's exactly what I was going for.
Interesting. And that installation, can you determine how it's armed?
Well, you could spend a momentum to ask that question.
Sure, I'll spend a momentum for that. Yeah, how are the stations armed? It,
So the cobbled together amalgamation is, well, it's again amalgamation. It's got disruptors, phasers, everything in between in terms of weaponry, kind of literally salvaged from what ships got trapped here. The other alien installation, and I guess I should maybe paint a better picture here. The alien installation is capsule shaped, so it kind of looks like a pill, like an aspirin pill or something, where one side is kind of a red, the other side is kind of an orange, and it is surrounded by a level 15 force field. And as far as you know, as a doctor, and you're going to have to justify why you know this as a doctor, but the only thing that will really reliably get through a level 15 force field is a tri-cobalt torpedo. And you don't have a tri-cobalt torpedo.
Yet. No.
well, the doctor was a is Bajoran and has Bajoran military background, so yeah, he brings it up as well, and just says, yeah, it seems like the reason they decided to make this amalgamation and not make settle on this platform is because they can't get in. We don't have anything that could breach that force field either. So unless we find a way to redirect the star's energy to destroy it, I don't see any way of us getting in. But then again, I'm not an engineer, so.
And it's about this time that Alan, you arrive on the bridge.
All right, and before I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The impulse drive is down too, right?
No, impulse
No,
works.
impulse works.
Okay.
The only problem with impulse is that it is a limit of 0.5 C. So you are relative. Like if I remember my speeds correctly from TNG, it takes roughly 30 minutes to get from like Jupiter to Earth.
Right.
So you can still go places. It's just that you're very slow.
How far is the red dwarf at full impulse?
Well, since you landed about halfway into this area of space, it's about a day's travel, all things considered.
All right, so I walk up to the Commodore. Hello, sir. I do have a potential solution. It's not great news, but it will. Uh, we've run some simulations down in engineering. We can't find a way to generate a warp bubble. What we can do is make a network of solar sails attached to the hull that will allow us to travel from point A to point B with a little bit of alacrity, but nowhere near warp speed.
That's something. How long would it take to manufacture such a network of sales?
Well, we have the resources on board to manufacture the sails and of course, you know, the fittings to the hull. So I don't know how long it would take. I guess that would be a die roll or something. How long would it take to do this?
I would say based on the fact that you are on a ship that was literally coming to Expanse to be here for 5 years, you, as you just said, you have the materials, you have the patterns, etc., etc. I think it's just a matter of it takes probably, 2 days worth of hard work, but after 2 days, you could have pretty much the entire Pittsburgh rigged to sail.
Okay, so Pearly, we could probably have it done in about And now here's the engineering, miracle worker thing. We could have it done partly in about 3 days, and of course, there's nothing that would prohibit us from using the impulse drive in the interim.
All right. Well, you might as well get that project started. It'll be about a day before we can reach the structure that seems to be preventing us from jumping to warp. So 3 days, I don't think will cut it. Do your best.
All right, sir. Now, I have another question. Is it possible to scan the alien uh, station to figure out either its shield frequency or if there is some type of shield cycle in order
So
to?
you have a choice. You can either attempt a reason security assisted by the Pittsburgh sensor security, or you could just give me a threat or a momentum and I will answer that question completely.
We only have one momentum left, and my security is only one.
Can always give me threat. That is an option.
You can just spend the
Man,
momentum if you want.
all right, I'll go ahead and spend it.
Okay. So the problem with the alien installation is its shield frequency changes every 2 minutes, and the force field is overlapping. So I'd like you to imagine and I can't believe I'm using this as a metaphor. Imagine an onion. An onion has layers. So you can maybe get through one or two layers of that onion, that shield bubble. But the problem is that by the time you get through like three or four, it's already rotating to a different frequency and it's already bolstering that shield back up to the full bubble, if you follow the analogy.
I completely get the analogy. There was a video game back in the 80s called Star Castle that had different layers of shields and they would rotate. So, okay, I understand completely what you mean. All right, that's going to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Would
we do.
a
I think
would
we've
a
got one more.
shuttlecraft be able to penetrate the shields?
Well, I mean, if you got a good pilot and you don't mind the possibility of hitting a very big wall.
Ugh.
Perhaps we should hail them first.
Yeah, that's your call, Commodore. I'm just trying to figure out options for you.
We don't even know the problem yet. I do like what you're working towards, though. Brainstorming is important. But let's set a course for the structure and send out a hail. I don't expect them to answer.
Now, to be clear,
All
are
right.
you hailing the alien installation or are you hailing the amalgamation station?
Hmm, that's a good question.
While he's pondering that, Alan's going back to engineering to make the necessary arrangements.
Okay.
We should also have one momentum because we've got close knit crew.
Oh, yeah. Well, close knit crew is at the beginning of the scene, so at the start of the next scene, you'll have one.
Okay.
Captain, if we hail the amalgamated refugee section, I'm using the term refugee optimistically. Hopefully, they're not opportunistic scavengers, which I would be in this situation. We run the risk of alerting them to our presence. Um, if we hail the alien station, they'll know that we exist, but for whatever reason, benign or not, they've set this field has been set up to snare people. And I'm trying to rack my brain as to why you would do that, other than that you want your privacy. So I don't know, sir.
Could be, perhaps they're just lonely and want someone to talk to.
That would be a pleasant surprise, sir.
When we did the scans, did we pick up anything different about the star? Or any interaction with the field between the field and the star?
So the red dwarf is just a red dwarf star. It's just chilling.
Okay.
Stand down, red alert. We'll maintain yellow. Set a course. Send out a hail. See what we can learn on the way.
All right. So again, the question is broadband hail, directed hail.
I think we'll go to the installation, the alien one first.
Okay. So the comms officer kind of does the Uhura thing and says, hail sensor, no reply. I'm rotating all bands, all frequencies, all translation matrices. Nothing so far.
All right, let's try the other.
All right. This time you get an immediate reply, and the comms officer says, I can put it on the main viewer, sir.
Please do.
So appearing on the screen is what looks to be a hybrid between a Klingon and a Gorn. And I just want you to think about that for a moment. What would that look like? But the hybrid speaks in a very raspy voice, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to destroy my throat today. But very raspy and strangely jovial, as the hybrid says, I am calm, son of Vor. Welcome to hell. And then he laughs. No, you're not actually in Stovacor. You are in an area of dead space that has been known to trap vessels for over hundreds of years.
Not well known, I see.
No, the treacherous Romulans decided to keep this area of space unknown and out of their records, even though there are many of their vessels here as well.
Interesting.
But who might you be, our new arrivals?
I am Commodore Moranthar of the U.S.S. Pittsburgh.
Oh.
What?
Well, I must say, I do not recognize your configuration of vessel. I will say that you definitely bring a lot of interesting technologies to our amalgamation station. We are definitely in need of new reactors and the such, but perhaps that's getting a little bit too hasty. I don't suppose your engineer has come up with a way to get not only you, but perhaps other vessels out of this area?
We're working on the problem, but perhaps you could share what information you've already gathered.
I would be happy to send that information. And he nods at someone off screen. Should be getting that information now. However, the main issue is that, and he points off screen, and you can tell he's pointing at the other installation, the alien one. Unfortunately, until that is destroyed, this is just going to keep happening to any vessel that foolishly or stumbles upon this area of space.
Do you know its origin?
Unfortunately, no. I am third generation. I only know so much, but I am aware that we have individuals and family lines here that stretch back over 400 years, and none of them have been able to so much as get a glimpse at the interior of the structure.
Have you tried a shuttle?
There were some attempts to try and pierce the shield array using shuttles. One got really close, and if it weren't for the fact that their port nacelle was clipped by a rotating shield, they would have made it in. So, if you wish to try, I will certainly not stop you. I would simply urge caution.
Very well. We will analyze your data and see what we can come up with the technology we have available.
Well, and I say this to every newcomer that ends up here. Just be careful about using all your resources because it could very well be that you're stuck here with the rest of us. And those resources can be used for a variety of projects.
We understand. Thank you for the information, Calm, and I hope to speak with you sometime soon.
Very good. And view screen cuts out.
All right.
Well, the first. Oh, please go ahead, Commodore.
I was just going to invite you all to give some suggestions.
Well, the first thing I noticed was that their technology was capable enough to know about our capabilities from a distance. So I urge caution.
There's an entire fleet down there that can move as fast as we can. If they wanted to do us harm, they could.
And if they wanted to escape, they could, even generationally. But they haven't.
That is the most interesting part. It would only take a couple of years to cross into, well, out of this region of space. A long journey for sure, but not insurmountable.
I wonder how new some of their newest ships are. Maybe they don't have as good of impulse engines as we do. Maybe it would have taken decades, perhaps.
And just to add a little bit of flavor, one of the ensigns in the back of the bridge scanning the data packet that was sent over says, yes, sirs, I can confirm what the good doctor is saying. The impulse engines that I'm seeing here, drastically out of date. It would have taken them 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years even.
Interesting.
Now, Chad has just redeemed a complication, and I think instead of taking threat, I'm going to actually do a complication here. Is
Nice.
that the red dwarf star is going to begin putting off an ion storm. Now, this ion storm isn't really a threat to the Pittsburgh because you have advanced deflectors arrays compared to everything else. But this ion storm is a nominal threat to the amalgamation station because it only has basic shielding and basic buffering against ion storms. Now, the ion storm isn't going to hit for at least another 2 days, but if there's no extra shielding provided to the station, they're going to have to evacuate the entire thing. Otherwise, people could get hurt, if you follow where I'm going with this.
We now have a timeline.
Mm-hmm. Assuming, of course, you want to help the station.
Well, yes.
Commodore, if you want my advice, I think the best way to do this would be try to penetrate that multi-layered shield with a shuttlecraft. I'm willing to make the attempt. I believe in me and I believe in us. And if something happens to me, then the rest of you can continue on.
We could also use this iron storm to our advantage. Solar cell technology is my people's technology, and as far as I recall, tachyons and ions would get caught in the sails and accelerate them occasionally to faster than light speed. So we may be able to, even if this station takes damage, I think we should help these people. But if we could catch back up to the storm, we could theoretically ride it out, literally out of this area.
Can we determine how many people are on the amalgamation station?
Again, just waiting for somebody to ask. There are 400 life signs on the station. On the planet, there's about 1,000. And I'll put that in chat just so there's a record.
We could carry 1,000 probably. If we had to. But for
If
2
we had to.
years?
Well, maybe we could load up on the resources that they have on the planet to help us get through.
We have replicators, and if we manage to catch the ion storm, we can use the. I believe the Commander Allen would know better than me, but couldn't we use the Bazaar collectors to fuel us on our trip? Should the worst come to the worst.
All right. let's make a plan for an evacuation just in case. But I believe, as Kai said, the best solution here would be to get access to the station itself. We'll assemble an away team, take one of the roundabouts.
All right. So, what that's going to mean is Kai is going on an away mission. Who else is going on this away mission? Is it just Kai, or is anybody else going?
As a rule, I like to bring senior staff on away missions because we like playing the game too.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a doctor just in case. We need a pilot, we need an engineer, and we need someone that can talk. So it makes sense for the crew to go.
Okay. All right. So, as the Pittsburgh continues to head towards the amalgamation station to potentially begin engaging in evacuation, we see a runabout drop out of the rear shield bay or rear shuttle bay and angle for the alien capsule station. Now, Arwen, I'm not going to mince words here. This is going to be very difficult. And if you fail, you are looking at a very damaged runabout to the point that you might not have great things happen to you, if you get what I'm trying to say here.
No, I hear you.
All right.
I was thinking the same thing.
Just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's nothing like having a dangerous situation where, a flag officer that you're responsible for is also on board.
I'm sure it's fine.
No pressure.
Yeah,
No pressure.
Yeah,
It's motivation.
Sure, it's motivation.
And don't worry, I can patch you up.
Before we left, I asked the transporter chief to keep a transporter lock on us just in case.
Okay. All right, I'm just making a note of that. All right, so Kai, you already have probably guessed this is a difficulty of 5.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The runabout will assist you with its engine's con, and if I remember the runabout stats correctly, it does provide you a success. So I need to see 4 more successes from a daring and a con.
All right.
And I'm just looking through your talents here. How do you have so many talents?
What do you mean? I have 4.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at your sheet and I see precise evasion. I see precision maneuvering. Am I looking at the right sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the right sheet. I see adjutant, camouflage field, flight controller, glancing impact, multidiscipline, precise evasion, and precision maneuvering.
Right.
But you should only have 4, or 5 is what I'm saying, including your species talent.
Well, one of them is a species ability. One of them is my role, and then I have multidiscipline, which gives me an additional role.
I see now. Okay, carry on.
Okay. Got me nervous there for a second.
No, I was just trying to figure out, wow, that's a lot of talents. How did you get that?
Yeah, they're all hopefully we are going to consider evading the different shield layers as evasive maneuvering.
Hopefully. But I will say you do have a focus in both helm operation and evasive action, so.
Right. And I think this is definitely going to be a value, like evoking a value kind of situation.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just trying to decide which one.
And I'm thinking I might make this a direct task as well, so I can use my determination on top of yours, because we all die and the campaign ends if we don't succeed.
That's true. Okay, just for well, do I want to be noble or do I want to be roguish?
I mean, your call sign is literally Bad Dragon, so,
Yeah, I'm feeling like... I mean, my character has gone into this mission thinking the entire mission was cursed and we were set up to fail. So I'm going to go with fake it till you make it.
Okay. And if you roll a complication, I already know what it's going to be.
Okay.
In fact, let's make it interesting.
All right,
For a threat,
all right.
Your complication range is now a 4. So when you perform task and you roll the dice, make sure you have 4 in the complication range.
Oh my God. All right. So is this a daring con?
Darren Con. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I am using a focus and a determination, and the complication range is 4.
Mm-hmm.
So either I succeed or it's a complication.
Yep.
All right. I might as well take that last momentum to get an extra die.
Okay.
So that puts me at 3, and the determination will be 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 successes total, and I'm rolling 3 die.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wish me luck, everyone.
The prophets are with us. You can do it.
Oh, and just 1 second. I'm not trying to build up the tension. Honestly, I'm just looking over my okay. Attempted task. Well, that's definitely okay. So I might be able to re-roll one of these because I have precision maneuvering.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Just do it.
Wow.
What?
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 So one of those die is a natural 1 because of determination. So that's already, so it's not 3 rolls of 1 there. But that is still
It's still
double
double.
ones, which is
Fantastic.
still 1 in 400
Wow.
odds. I just want to be very clear. That is 1 in 400 odds right there. So that is
Gotcha.
7 successes. So you get 2 momentum back. And yeah, Kai, you may be faking it till you making it, but you get through that shield array like the hot knife through butter. In fact, you're so good that you get through the entire outer layer of shielding and the inner layer without anyone being any the wiser. It's just that to anybody else, the capsule is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then all of a sudden, Kai, you're like, you get a notification and you're like, we're through the shields, everybody.
Kai needs to be promoted to lieutenant commander immediately.
Nah, no, he doesn't. Nah. That's how they get you.
Now then he has to do paperwork.
Yeah, I can't believe I was 3 months before this. I was piloting mining cargo vessels. Shipping ore back and forth in an asteroid, and now I'm here. This is nuts. Well, Commodore, I got us through. Is everyone okay back there? Did you use the non-existent seatbelts?
Was
I
it
had
even a
faith.
bump?
I had faith. Don't worry.
I've been holding on to my chairs so tightly that I've got dents in the armrests.
So he casually leans on his armrest. He swivels his chair around. He leans on his armrest a little bit and sticks his leg out and just kind of cocks a finger at you and says, "Hey, Shiny, you can let go now."
Maranthar's probably standing in the back. There's likely no chair for him here. Just taking up the whole rear just by his sheer bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually had to run some additional math for your additional mass there, but it's
What
cool.
you're saying,
I got
I'm
it through.
getting overweight.
We would
I'm
have brought
saying
a
it looks like you don't miss any meals, sir.
we would have brought a sofa in for you, sir.
I only eat every 2 weeks. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Anyway,
But still,
I think that's the word we're looking for.
remarkable achievement of flying. Well done.
I think I'm
Let's
still
see if we
gassed
can
up from the parkour course.
find an entrance and perhaps hail them. Maybe they'll talk to us now.
All right. So,
If I may,
oh, go ahead.
maybe we don't want to advertise our presence now. Maybe we, I don't know.
There's no reason to believe that the people that constructed this station are deliberately hostile. I will not
Except they
start.
had a multi-layer shield that was almost impossible to get through, sir. Respectfully.
Every ship on that amalgamation station would look at our shields and say, they have a multi-layer shield that's impossible to get through. It doesn't mean we're hostile to them.
Yeah, but we turn our shields off once in a while.
Perhaps they do too. I will not consider this station as a threat until it becomes threatening.
As you say, sir. Would you? I'll open a hailing frequency.
Thank you.
Okay. You open
Channel
a
open.
hailing frequency. What is it you say?
Oh,
Unknown station. Oh, you want to do it?
No. Go for it. Go for it. Makes more sense for you to do it.
Unknown station. This is Commodore Moranthar at the U.S.S. Pittsburgh. We seem to be affected by a space anomaly that this station is emanating. Could we discuss this situation?
You don't get a video or an audio reply, but you do get a set of coordinates on the station. And when you scan that area, you do see that hidden away, right in between the seam of the red and the orange sections of the station, there is a shuttle bay that you can land in.
Well, there. Someone's home.
Could be an automated response.
Perhaps.
I think we should at least, while we're still on the outside, we don't know what kind of shielding they have on the inside, so maybe we should do another scan while we're out here.
Makes sense.
All right. Well, whoever wants to do this additional scan, it's going to be a reason security, assisted by the runabout's sensor security. And it helps you again. Good job, runabout. I really need to put your sheet in here, but good job, runabout.
Can I argue science? Because this is he wants to know more general information rather than specifically its weapons.
If you're looking for more force fields, it's definitely security. If you're looking for more general, I can give you science.
I'll take the science.
Okay. Difficulty of 3. So you already have 1 success. I need to see 2 more.
Do we have any momentum? Yeah,
You
I'll
have
take
2.
momentum if nobody minds.
That's what momentum's there for.
All right. So that is 4 successes, meaning you get that momentum right back. So, as far as you can tell, Lieutenant Commander, there don't appear to be anything like dangerous or anything that would be against your biology, as far as you're able to tell. There is a Class M environment inside the capsule, and as far as you can see, there's only 2 life signs. Again, not any life sign that you're familiar with, but you can at least confirm 2 life signs. One of those life signs is in flux and is located at the very center of the structure.
Well, there are 2 life signs on board. One appears to be in flux, however, given the nature of this station on the unknown, that doesn't necessarily mean they're in distress. I can't see whether there's any weapons or other defensive systems aside from the shields, but then again, shields themselves could be a problem. As far as I can tell, there's just 2 people on here. Of course, unknown species, but there is a Class M environment in there, so it's safe to enter.
Long-lived species, probably, given how long the amalgamation station has been operating.
Indeed.
Can you determine the species of the occupants?
Completely unknown.
We'll find out the old-fashioned.
Hey, so I'm going to step away from my mic really quick. Sorry. I'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up.
Let's head on in.
All right. So you navigate to the shuttle bay you were given access to, and compared to the shield array, this is easy as hell. You literally just follow the blinking lights, slowly set the shuttle down as it passes through a force field into the Class M atmosphere, just like one of your shuttle bays on the Pittsburgh. You settle down, turn off the engine, and the airlock cycles, and you now have access to the rest of the station. However, waiting for you on the other side of the airlock is one of those life signs.
All right.
Just to note, the doctor does have his a full medical kit with him because one of them was fluctuating.
Okay. And I suppose it's worth saying that and this applies to Alan as well. Alan always has an engineering kit, and the doctor always has a medical kit. Just as a feature of your character, you always both have those two things.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Never go anywhere without it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess the question is, do you pop the hatch and say hello to the person on the other side?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So as you pop the hatch and you step out, and I'd like to imagine it's like one of those like silly cans of worms that like you pop open and a bunch of noodly worms spew out. It's like that, but with a Gorn Commodore instead, where the Commodore just sort of steps out and fills the space.
Kind of stands up to his full height once he gets on the ramp.
Exactly. But waiting for you at the bottom of the ramp is someone of equal stature, so they are just as large as you are, Commodore. Now, they do look to be very human, so just a very big guy, all things considered. But he also has a suit that he's wearing. And the best example of this suit is perhaps one you would use for EVA operations. And it is more rigid than the material that you would use in Starfleet EVA suits, but it definitely is striking in its blacks and its blues. The helmet is basically half a capsule, a transparent half capsule, and the head itself, again, looks human, but there is black sclera, so instead of the whites of the eyes are black, with glowing green pupils. And you also see that this individual's bald, no hair that you can see, no mustache, no beard, nothing like that. And you also see that there are two plugs right above the ears that are then connected to something in the suit. And I think that's everything. Let me check my notes. Yes, that's everything. But as you step out, the individual kind of does a slight bow and says, "Hello, welcome. I was not expecting any visitors whatsoever. Can you please tell me your nature of your presence here?"
First, let me thank you for the warm welcome. I am Commodore Maranthar of the U.S.S. Pittsburgh. We are here to investigate this spatial anomaly that's preventing us from achieving warp speed in this region of space.
You mean the stasis field at the center of this installation?
We were not aware that it was a stasis field, but if that is what's the cause, then yes, we are curious.
Well, I've not had any visitors in a very long time. You have to forgive me if I'm not exactly the most hospitable host, but let me show you the stasis field, and perhaps that will explain things a little bit better. Oh,
We
of
would
course,
appreciate that greatly.
my name is Alpha.
A pleasure, Alpha. And he introduces everybody else.
Okay. So Alpha notes all of your names and says, "Very well, if you will follow me," and he just kind of gestures for you to follow him through a set of double doors into the greater part of the installation.
Maranthar follows. He seems pretty fearless of most all of this. Like, if people are nervous about being in the station, Maranthar doesn't seem to notice. He just straight ahead, marches away.
Okay.
Pretty secure in the fact he's probably the most dangerous thing here.
Probably. All right. So when you begin to go through the corridors of the station, they are Starfleet-like in the fact that they're very clean, very expansive and otherwise very sleek. But what really catches your attention is that there is no dust here. There's no dust, there's no debris. Everything looks spotless and immaculate. And as an added bonus, as you are going through the corridors, maybe one or more of you pulls out a tricorder and just tries to get a scan of, energy signatures or, life signs or anything like that. But the corridors are made of a dampening material that prevent any scans outside of the immediate area. So unfortunately, you don't get any extra information. But after walking in silence for maybe about 5-10 minutes, you eventually are led to another set of double doors. And then when those doors open up, you finally see the cavernous interior of the center of the installation. And what you see is something very similar to a warp core, where there is a thrumming blue light coming from the top, there's a red light coming from the bottom, and then there's like EPS-like conduits coming off of the core. But instead of a dilithium matrix chamber, what you see is another individual just like Alpha that is in the middle of this space, and they are surrounded by exotic energies that is then being siphoned off. But Alpha points at this other individual and says, "This is my brother, Omega." And he is within the stasis field that is keeping him alive. And unfortunately, the effects of the stasis field are likely what causes you to come here in the first place. I am not knowledgeable myself in the engineering principles, but I do know at least enough to tell you that ending this stasis field would allow your ships to travel safely again, but it would also kill my brother in the process.
How did your brother get in there in the first place?
He was injured in a great battle over, would have been 600 years ago. I was able to get him into the stasis chamber and turn it on just before he expired. But it has just been me over the past 600 years.
Eva, I'm sorry that you've gone through this, but you have to know that the stasis field has affected the livelihood, has changed the course of the lives of over 1,400 people, at least, that are being kept away from their homes and their loved ones. And you're justifying this for one individual?
Perhaps the most important individual left in my life, correct.
Again, I'm sorry about that, but the math isn't mathing.
Kai, because you're being a little shit, if you could give me, I mean that in a loving way, of course. If you could give me a presence, was it be security or command? Give me a presence command. Difficulty of 4. I'm just looking to see if you've got a focus. No, I don't know that you have a focus, unfortunately.
All right. How many? We have 2 momentum, so I could take one of those. I'm going to take one of those and give you 2 threat.
Okay, sure.
To get additional 2 die here. Oh, that'll only bring me up to 3.
No, that'll bring you up to 4. That'll be 4 dice because you gave me the 2 threat.
Right, okay. No focus. Here we go.
Oof. Oof.
Wow.
That's a big old oof.
That's a big old oof. Well, that is the universe resetting itself after my 3 1s in a row.
Uh-huh.
It giveth and taketh away, yeah.
It does, yeah.
So I think Alpha walks over to Kai, doesn't make any overtly like aggressive movements, but it's the equivalent of the Commodore looming over you, where he's not like reaching out a hand to put on your shoulder. He's not like pulling a weapon. He is just using his sheer mass to impress upon you, the weight of his words. And Alpha says, "You do not understand. My people, who have been lost to time, we are bonded for life. My brother is the most important entity, and I would do anything to ensure his continued existence."
I do understand that. We all have
Alpha.
brothers and sisters.
Alpha, one of us is a medical doctor. Perhaps if he could take a look at your brother, he might be able to figure out what's wrong and resolve his situation.
Indeed, I may be able to. I was just curious what else was here to be said. But yes, I am a doctor. I do have experience dealing with battlefield traumas, so it may be, if you permit it, I may have a look at him.
Okay. Let me think here. Tigdam, if you can give me a presence and medicine. Just looking here. You do have a focus in. You've actually got a couple focuses that apply here. Difficulty of 4. So, yeah, difficulty 4. You've got 2 focuses. We got multiple focuses. I believe in you.
Right, and I think I'll use another value. There's a couple. I might use I'm but a servant of the prophet. The doctor's he joined Starfleet to follow in the path the emissary let forward. And now he's in a situation where, first of all, he encountered a people who he spoke to about faith, and now he's encountered an entire mixed civilization and this person who was standing guard over his brother for 600 years. I think that's a matter of faith, so yeah, I'll use a determination for that, if that's okay.
Yeah.
How much momentum do we have? 1. I'll take an extra dice and roll.
Okay. So that is only 2 successes, unfortunately. You do have another point of determination, though. So you could conceivably re-roll those 12 and 19 if you so wished.
Yeah. No, I think we'll leave it like that. I think we'll just fail this one.
Okay. So make sure you roll for veteran to see if you stay at 2 determination then. You stay at 2 determination. All right. So Alpha looks over at you, Doctor, and goes, "While I do not doubt that you are proficient in treating your species, my species is very resilient and very much an enigma to most medical personnel. Believe me, I have reached out to the medical individuals on that other station that those who have come here have come to live on. Many have tried, all have failed."
All I can say is we have had more experience in a lot of those, and we have more medical knowledge. We have expanded since many of those ships were trapped. However, if he's your brother, if you will not allow me to look, then that is your decision.
And I think Alpha just sort of looks at all of you, just waiting to see what you'll do next.
Alpha, oh, go ahead, Alan.
Perhaps there's a way that I can modify your stasis field so that it has a more localized effect without affecting the surrounding area.
Okay, Alan, as you probably can guess the trend here, you are rolling a presence engineering at a difficulty of 4. You have a focus here, but it is still presence engineering difficulty of 4.
Let me see. I've got no momentum, so I need 4 successes.
Which means you probably either want to tap a value to spend determination, or you want to give me a threat for more dice, or possibly both.
Give me a wrench and I'll fix the universe.
Okay, so that'll get you determination, and you'll start with 2 free successes.
So presence and engineering?
Now, do you want to roll any additional dice?
I'm already at, oh no, I already have 2 successes, so I'm still at 2 dice, right?
Yes, but just remember that one of those dice is already a 1, so all you're really doing is rolling 1 die here on top of the 2 successes you already have.
Okay, so I just put the slider on 1.
No, you still put it on 2.
Oh.
But what the program's going to do is it's automatically going to turn that die into a 1. So you're basically rolling 1d20 here right now.
Okay. And so I'm using focus and determination, right?
Correct. Now again, since you only are really rolling 1 die, you have to crit on it to get 4 successes here, just so that you know.
Okay.
Okay. So unfortunately, that is a 15, not the crit that you needed. So I think, unfortunately, Alpha is just going to look at you and kind of say the same things. While I do not doubt that you have more engineering knowledge than those of the station, many have tried and few have succeeded. In fact, none have succeeded. However, in looking at your vessel, I do see that you are already preparing solar sail technology. Your vessel will be able to escape the area.
What will the star do to this station? Probably not much behind your shield.
To this facility, we will be fine. We will not experience any adverse effect from the ion storm.
And the 1,400 people that are on the planet or on the other station.
Well, those on the planet will experience a bit of turbulent weather. Anybody foolish enough to remain on their scrap heap of a station will either have to evacuate or deal with the exposure to radiation far in excess of norm.
And you are to have me believe that one person's life is worth more than 1,400's.
And I think Alpha finally turns to you, Commodore. And he doesn't try the size trick on you, so he just looks you in the eye, which is already a feat.
Yeah, they're eye to eye now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of a feat in and of itself. And Alpha says, I repeat myself. My brother is the most important thing in the universe to me. I will go to any lengths to continue his survival.
This I understand. You put me in a difficult position. As a Starfleet officer, I am responsible for the lives of not only my ship and my crew, but any who have asked for assistance. Those on the station have asked for my assistance, and you have not. But if you do ask for assistance, I need to put your claim to your brother's life as high as any other life below. Would you like my help?
All right. Commodore, you probably already know what's coming. A presence in command at a difficulty of 4.
Can I assist here?
How would you be assisting?
By just saying to him, you said that many have tried and many have failed, but if you don't let anybody try again, then surely eventually he will pass. Even if we fail, surely we should give it an attempt.
I will say that will reduce the difficulty to a 3. But it is still the Commodore rolling a presence command, difficulty of 3. And yes, you have multiple focuses that apply.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I will use the determination.
Okay.
I will use the value of know when you can fight and when you cannot.
Okay.
Because if this doesn't work, I'm going to probably kill him. Harm him. Sorry, playing Star Trek.
Right.
We don't have any momentum. Boys, I wish we had momentum.
Yeah, cautious command means momentum, not threat, unfortunately.
Yeah. I better give you a threat.
All right, how much threat?
Just one should do it. Difficulty was what?
3 for you.
3. Yeah, this should work.
Oh no.
Well, there's that 20. All right. So roll for veteran real quick, because you could get your determination back. You get your determination back. And here's what's going to happen is the alpha's going to look at the two of you and admit, if I understand the subtext to what you are saying, then yes, I would be happy to request your assistance.
Great. Now, if you get out of my way, then my doctor and my engineer can make the work.
And right as Alpha begins to speak, this is where the complication's going to kick in. And the facility is going to go to its version of Red Alert as the stasis reactor begins to thrum a little bit more vibrantly, a little bit more rapidly. And Alpha looks and goes, I was afraid of this. Your presence on the station has destabilized the stasis that was here. Whether I like it or not, you will need to do something to either put him back into stasis or bring him out of it. But I hold you all directly responsible for what happens next. And that's where we're going to end today's session because I'm an asshole.
Son of a... I lost complete track of time. I had no idea we were this far in.
Yup. That'll happen. All right, well.
That's so good.
Yeah, should be a fun time. Always love these two-parters. But yeah, we'll sort of see what happens. So Twitch, stick around because we're going to write somebody. But YouTube, we'll see you later. Bye-bye, YouTube.